9 cup finals to go in the Premier League. Those are the words of Jurgen Klopp himself as his side look to reach the 70-point mark tonight with a home victory over bottom side Sheffield United. Both of their title rivals won last night, of course. Now the ball is back firmly in Liverpool's court as they look to regain top spots ahead of a huge weekend. So it is a 7:30 p.m. kickoff here at Anfield, and commentary of all the action is on its way for you on LFC TV and LFC TV Go. Yeah, welcome along. We are live in front of the cot, which is filling up very nicely tonight alongside former Reds Neil Mellor, and Kolo Touré is our guest of honour tonight. We've rolled out the red carpet, especially for Kolo. Much more to come from the lads very shortly. Of course, you played for both Arsenal and Manchester City as well, so lots of thoughts on the enthralling title race we're in at the moment from Kolo Touré to come over the next hour. And as well, we've got the thoughts of both managers and interviews too with Dominic Szoboszlai and Jarell Quansah to come. It is a warm welcome to both of you, though. Neil Mellor is a regular on LFC TV, so it's the Kolo Touré show for the first 10 minutes at least. Welcome along. Welcome back to Anfield.
Yeah, thank you very much. A pleasure to always be back in Anfield, and yeah, gonna watch a fantastic game today, and speaking to you will be great as well.
It's probably changed a little bit since you last played it, but I know you've come back a few times as a pundit. It's 8 years, would you believe, since you left it? That must have flown, because it doesn't feel like 8 years to me since you left.
Absolutely. Yeah, everything changed, you know, this 10, and yeah, but the football is still fantastic, which is always a pleasure for me to be back here, definitely.
And you are the perfect guest, of course, as I say, in this enthralling title race we've got, because of course you won the Premier League with Arsenal and Manchester City, part of the Arsenal Invincibles team, so you must be absolutely glued to this over the next few months.
Absolutely. You know, I was really fortunate to play with three of the team who are fighting for the league right now. Of course, I think we were really close to win the Premier League with Liverpool at one point, you know, and we spoke about that. Unfortunately, it didn't happen, but you know, this is football. But you know, I'm very happy to be there, and let's enjoy it.
Do all the fans of all the teams that you play for say you want us to win? Is that what it is? I always had great relationship with every fans that I've been, every club that I've been to, and you know, for me, just to enjoy the moment, really, to see I always want the best team to win, you know, and the best team for me is the team who play the best football, and Liverpool play fantastic football, Manchester City play fantastic, Arsenal play fantastic football, and let's see who's gonna win, definitely.
It's going to be an exciting few weeks, isn't it? Let's show you actually how the top of the Premier League table stacks up at the moment. So obviously, as we say, there were those wins for Arsenal and Manchester City last night. Arsenal beating Luton, City thrashing Aston Villa. So Arsenal go back on top, having played, of course, that game more. Liverpool, though, of course, can reclaim top spot. It's very topsy-turvy at the moment, isn't it, with a victory, and potentially it is an opportunity, Mels, as well, without being disrespectful to Sheffield United, to reduce that goal difference gap, because at the moment Arsenal's is 8 better than Liverpool.
Probably one of our easiest games of the remaining 9, and it's not disrespectful to say that. It's the levels that Liverpool have been at this season. There's probably not going to be too much room for error. I think that's the honesty that, you know, Kolo's talking about 3 teams challenging for the league. Between the 3 teams, we all know a couple of defeats might be costly in terms of the title race. So tonight you're looking at it thinking, get the 3 points, however emphatic it will be, and make sure everybody's okay for that massive game against United at the weekend. There's already talk about the game against United, we know that, but we've got to get the job done tonight. And when Sheffield United went to Arsenal this season, they got beat 5-0. When they went to City, everyone thought it was going to be the similar scoreline. It was only 2-0.
Yeah.
And so we have to be mindful of that. Goal difference may come into it at some point, but the job has to be done tonight, doesn't it, Kolo? Absolutely,
absolutely. It's one of those games where you really have to be focused, and you try to win your game, because you never know, the game can start, and if the players are not focused, and you know, you can make a mistake, and then, you know, pressure starts straight away. And I think that's for me, Liverpool just have to control the nerve. You know, they have to be they have to do what they've been doing. Liverpool has been fantastic. The football they've been playing has been incredible. And I think they just have to replicate what they've done all over this season.
But that's one of the strengths of this group when you watch them. It's that mentality. There's an expectancy Liverpool will win and win handsomely tonight, and it may be the case. But the mentality of the group has been, we still need to get the job done. We played Luton here and we thought it was going to be a big win. It was in the end. Went 1-0 down, which was a little bit of a scare. Yeah,
we've seen the team arriving here at Anfield ready for this game. We can talk about the run-in for each team now and show you the remaining fixtures. Interested to get your take on this, Colin, because you probably looked at all of them, I imagine. Maybe Arsenal have got one of the... Liverpool and Arsenal, I think. Arsenal probably the toughest out of those two.
For me, I think that, when you go to the last 9 games of the season, you really want to focus on yourself. You really want to do your job, like we say. It doesn't matter who you play. You have to focus and make sure you win your matches. And of course, in the Premier League at the moment, I think every game is very tough. There's no easy game. And of course we can say maybe Arsenal, have the toughest one because there is, team that are really strong there. But
well, you played at Spurs away for Arsenal. That's a horrible game, isn't it?
Absolutely. And that's why I still believe that, whoever want to win the league have to focus on himself and try to take game by game, like Jürgen said. Every game is a final. It doesn't matter who you play. Today is a final.
Psychologically, playing first. We don't play first in the next 4 fixtures. So we're going to be looking and saying, well, they've won. So psychologically, you're thinking, you want it in your own hands, so you want to play first. We don't for the next 4 games.
Absolutely. That's key. That's a good point. That when you know you're going to play after the team that you're fighting for the league, is always, there's a pressure there. Yeah. There's a pressure because when they won it, you're thinking like, I need to win. And when you think I need to win, you put an extra pressure on you. And that will be very important for Liverpool to manage those moments, definitely.
West Ham away is the next time we play first, by the way.
Is it?
Yeah,
there you go. Mel's has done his research. Let's have a look at the bottom of the Premier League table, because we're talking about Liverpool. We've got to talk about tonight's opponents, and Mel's, it's looking pretty bleak for Sheffield United. It would take a minor miracle, I think, for them to get out of this now.
Well gone. Yeah, no chance. Absolutely no chance they'll stay up. The only reason they're still alive at the moment is because Forest and Everton have had points deducted, and the reality is they were probably stronger last season in the Championship with the team that got promoted. They lost the 2 best players when they did get promoted, in Njai, who went to Marseille, and Sander Berge, who went to Burnley. So losing your best players and coming up to the Premier League, they haven't been good enough. They've conceded far too many goals this season. They've changed the manager, and they went back to what they knew with Chris Wilder. For me, there was times this season where I looked at their points total and I thought they could have one of the lowest totals. That's how bad they've been this season. I mean, have you seen much of Sheffield?
Yeah, absolutely. I watched few games from them. I think for me, when you have a manager who took you up, from the Championship to the Premier League, I don't know why they sack him. Look, Burnley keep Vincent Kompany, and I think this manager done everything for the club. He did so well for them. The Premier League is the Premier League. The Premier League is so hard. Every single game is so difficult.
I suppose it begs the question, how do they approach it tonight then? Because coming to Anfield, you would imagine in normal circumstances they'd be very content to try and shut up shop and get a point. But they need more than a point if they're to have any hope, Carlo.
I think what they have to do really is tactically be really smart. When you play against a Liverpool side, you know that Liverpool will attack. This is a game that you need to defend well, and that's what they need to do. They will defend well, I hope, and maybe try to hit on counter-attack or try to score on set pieces. That will be the idea, in my opinion, if I'm the manager.
I think they'll frustrate. I think they'll look to slow the game down. Free kicks, goal kicks, corner kicks. They'll take as long as they can with absolutely every set piece they have tonight. OK, thanks, guys. Well, kick-off here is just an hour away now, and that means it is time for the team news. Mark Benstead is over in the tunnel now with the details on who starts for Liverpool tonight. Mark.
Thank you, Becky. Well, Liverpool's first ever Premier League win came here at Anfield against tonight's opponents, Sheffield United. At the end of that season, the Reds finished 6th in the table. Oh, how times have changed. A win tonight takes them to the top of the pile once again. In terms of team news for this game, well, given it falls in between a difficult match against Brighton last weekend and the trip to Old Trafford on Sunday, Jurgen Klopp makes a couple of alterations from Sunday's game. Wataru Endo misses out entirely. Jarell Quansah drops to the bench. So that sees Ibu Konate come in at centre-half, his first appearance since the win here against Sparta Prague. And there's also a place in the side tonight for Ryan Gravenberch, his first start since the League Cup final. The team in full then is as follows. It's Quaveen Kelleher in goal. The back four will be Joe Gomez, Virgil van Dijk, Ibu Konate and Conor Bradley. It'll be Ryan Gravenberch and Dominic Szoboszlai either side of Alexis McAllister. Up top, Luis Diaz, Darwin Núñez and Mohamed Salah. On the bench, Adrian Jones is back, of course, injured at Brentford. Gakpo, the birthday boy Elliott. Tsimikas Robertson returns after missing Brighton with a problem picked up playing for Scotland against Northern Ireland. It's Clark, Dans and Quansah. Now, I'll bring you the details of the Sheffield United side in full a little later in the programme, but they do make two changes from the dramatic draw with Fulham last time out. One of them sees Ollie McBurney drop to the bench, so it looks like James McAtee, who comes in, will be asked to break from midfield to support Ben Brereton Diaz up top.
Thank you very much, Mark. Mark will be back with the Sheffield United team in a little bit of time, but let's just discuss that Liverpool lineup for you. A few talking points in there, Mels. Firstly, Ryan Gravenberch, first start since the League Cup final. A big opportunity for him tonight. Yeah,
absolutely. It's a strong lineup. You know, we saw last night with City, they made a few changes. Arsenal as well made a few changes. We weren't sure how many, but it is just the two changes. Konate comes in at centre-half, and like I say, Ryan Gravenberch, who had a mistimely injury. I thought it was going to be worse than it actually was with that tackle in the final. So it's good to see him back, because I wasn't sure if we would see him back this season. He gives good energy in midfield for Liverpool and will join the attack as well. I think you need that support from midfield at times tonight, especially with a defensive unit which we expect Sheffield United to set up with. So really strong lineup and a chance for Gravenberch to do well tonight.
Yeah, your thoughts on Ryan Gravenberch, Carlo, because he's had through injury quite a stop-start to his Liverpool career, but a big opportunity this evening, and opportunities in this Liverpool midfield don't come along too often because competition is so fierce for those places.
I think competition is the best for any player. If you want to be one of the best players in the world, you have to compete against top players in your squad. And he's a really good player. I really like him. I think he has legs, he can defend, he can score goals, and I think it's a big night for him. And it's up to him to step up and show to Jurgen that he deserves a place in the starting line.
Ibu Konate as well, first start since, of course, he picked up that injury. It was about a month ago, wasn't it, against Sparta Prague. I mean, we know what he can do. Just great to have him back. Yeah,
had a bit of game time with France, didn't he? Wasn't quite ready enough to start at the weekend. I thought Quansah was absolutely outstanding, have to say that, against Brighton. But Konate comes in, and how busy he will be, I'm not sure. You know, I think between himself and Van Dijk, they'll see a lot of the ball, but how much will Sheffield United really test them? I mean, you must have had games as a centre-half where you're thinking there's not really a great deal to do, so concentration must be a big factor.
Absolutely. I can see that Jurgen tried to give him game time, really, because he knows that, going to the end of the season, there is every game is very important, and he needs all his best players to be in form. And I think tonight, I'm sure that it will be a game where Liverpool will dominate. The only thing the back four we have to do is dealing with set pieces or long ball. And Konate will get fit by playing this game today, and then he will be fit for the rest of the season.
Okay, looking good. Let's just touch on the most recent outing, of course, which was against Brighton. You were here for it, Mels. Colo, I think you were watching Man City Arsenal on Sunday afternoon, weren't you? But I'm sure you caught this game as well. I mean, it was a comfortable afternoon, but hopefully tonight will be more comfortable than this was, maybe. It
wasn't a great start. We went behind very early on, didn't we, with that Danny Welbeck goal. I think what you felt, even when the goal went in early, you felt we've got the firepower to get back into this game. We scored in the first half with Luis Diaz there. We had other opportunities to maybe have made the scoreline a little bit more emphatic. This was the second goal. What a pass from McAllister. That was an unbelievable assist. Fantastic. I mean, Salah's had 12 shots in the game. He's ended up scoring the winning goal. But yeah, I mean, Liverpool created a lot of good chances. Maybe on another day score 4 or 5. That was harshly chalked off for offside. It was a really tight offside call. Could have been a couple of penalties as well. But that's Liverpool's had 30 shots against Brighton, And Brighton haven't had that at any point in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Brighton are a decent side.
Absolutely.
And so to create so many chances against Brighton was really encouraging on the back of an international duty. Players all around the world coming back. You're thinking, how are they? Handled that one really well. So same again tonight.
Yeah, same again tonight. Would be nice, Colo. I mean, there were, as Mel said there, a few missed opportunities maybe in front of goal, but you are going to get those days. And the most important thing is to be creating those chances in the first place.
Absolutely. Liverpool is a team that, you know, when you play against Liverpool, you know you have to defend well because Liverpool will create chances. They have midfield who can score goals. They have strikers who can score goals. And I think that, you know, the attacking threat is crazy. Absolutely. You know, Jurgen game is attack. You know, he doesn't want the team to defend. He want to score goals. And Liverpool will always create goals. You know, they just have to be clinical to finish.
But as a defender, how buzzing are you when you see them attackers? I mean, you played with Suarez for Liverpool. So when you're looking at the strikers, thinking they'll get us goals.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know that you just have to defend well because you know you will score goals with those strikers, of course. You know, and the game plan is to score. You know, for Jurgen.
Yeah, hopefully a few goals coming our way tonight. And as ever, we will have full audio commentary of every kick-off tonight's game available for you to follow on LFC TV and LFC TV Go as well. We can cross live to the main stand gantry now, where Steve Hunter is sat alongside Jay Spearing. Steve.
Thank you so much, Becky. Yeah, really looking forward to this one again at Anfield tonight. A little bit earlier than normal, isn't it? A 7:30 kickoff. Takes me back to me days as a season ticket holder when we used to rush back after school, have me tea and then drive up and get to Anfield ahead of the 7:30 kickoff. Go back to the good old days when Aldo was netting the goals in that day. But 9 to go. It's exciting stuff, isn't it? Great to have our midfielder Jay Spearing with us here tonight. A couple of weeks ago, you were playing on this very surface alongside Stevie G and co, weren't you?
Yeah, it's a little bit of a different view tonight. Obviously the pitch is in incredible condition, as you can see from up here now. It's incredible, but tonight's all about tonight with Sheffield United being here. And for me, I can't see anything but a comfortable Liverpool win. I think that the way that we've been playing, especially after the Brighton game, I was here, the Brighton game with the club as well, and you know, a dominant performance, plenty of chances on goal. And for me, I see Liverpool scoring plenty tonight.
It's exciting energy, isn't it? I mean, I always use the phrase nervous energy, but, you know, 9 to go. We've got to enjoy this. It's brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. You know, it's coming to the end of a unbelievable 8 years under Jurgen Klopp's managerial time at the club as well. So, like you say, for 9 games left, we've got nothing but exciting times ahead. We're still involved in the Europa League. You know, we won the League Cup. We sadly out the FA Cup, but the Premier League, I think first and foremost, the fans are going to be wanting that more than anything. And, you know, tonight's a huge opportunity to pick up 3 points, to put the pressure back onto Arsenal and Manchester City, but also to try and, you know, for me, just in case, we need to try and get that goal difference back up as well. You know, we know that Arsenal had a fantastic a night last night, you know, Manchester City did as well. So, you know, now it's our turn to get the points on the board.
And interesting on the team tonight, you know, Ryan Gravenberch back in there. It's great to see him back, isn't it? Because it looked, when he went off on that stretcher at Wembley after that, really was an awful challenge, wasn't it? It's just good to see him out there again, and people like Robbo and getting Curtis back on the bench as well there tonight.
Yeah, like you touch on, you know, players are coming back week by week. The international break, I believe, has gives the club and the physios that extra bit of time to, you know, get these players back ready for the rundown and a real important time of the season. The clinch time, you know, when the points are most important. But now we're starting to see players come back from injury. Places are now becoming harder to play in. You've got to play well every week to kind of keep your shirt. But no, listen, great to see him back. Great to see Kanate back as well, involved in the lineup tonight. So, you know, big squad, lots of players, but the decisions have been made by Jurgen, and these are the ones he's gone with.
And it's, you know, Mo Salah got a great record against everybody. I mean, that front three were electric again at the weekend, weren't they?
They were, and the chances that they created, I can't see it being much different tonight. I think there'll be plenty of chances for them, and opportunity for them to score a lot of goals too. Yeah,
so fingers crossed. Football is a simple game, Jay, isn't it? We know win every game, we'll win it.
Exactly that. As if we could plan it now.
Why not? Absolutely. Jay will be back with me for full live commentary. Remember, slightly earlier, 7:30 kickoff for this one tonight. Right now, it's back to the Kop, pitchside, and Becky Davis.
Thank you very much to Steve and Jay, and as mentioned, we will be back with them for live audio commentary of tonight's action on LFC TV and LFC TV Go as well, the place where our build-up continues in a few moments' time. Now, for those of you watching this on social media, details of how you can subscribe are online right now at liverpoolfc.com/watch. Now, still to come before kick-off, we are going to be hearing from both managers, and we're going to bring you some interviews as well with Dominic Szoboszlai and Jarell Kwanzaa's coming up too. Then after the game, Cole O'Neill and myself, we are back from 9:45 reflecting on events here at Anfield in the Matchday reaction. Just to tell you as well, that show will also be available as a podcast later on too. Then at midnight, a full rerun of tonight's match will be available to watch on LFC TV and LFC TV Go. And do look out as well for Inside Anfield, always very entertaining, on the club's official Facebook and YouTube channels as well. That will land at midnight tomorrow. So another big night awaits in the Premier League title race as Liverpool look to go back on top with 3 points here against Sheffield United. Build-up continues in a couple of minutes' time.